Welcome to our Pier Into the Night event for March, where we're featuring Octopus Hole, a popular dive site in the Hood Canal, which is part of the Puget Sound in the greater Salish Sea. We have our fabulous dive crew, as well as myself, Stena Troyer, and Rachel Easton, your lovely harbor wildlife biologists, who will be narrating today's adventure. And of course, our divers Brook and Nick and Alan behind the camera will be showing us all sorts of really cool creatures. So let us know where you're tuning in from and if you have any questions. We'll see what we see.
I'm excited. I hope that this dive location lives up to its name of Octopus Hole. And I'm got my fingers crossed for an octopus tonight.
I can't tell you, but I can tell you.
Ooh, all right. That's a good hook right there.
But you can see kind of that nice emerald sea green color here. Brook giving us a wave.
Oh, nice. Right off the bat, just tons of anemones. It's like a little truffula tree forest down there.
It really is like a glorious field.
Little Dr. Seuss-esque.
Underwater dandelions.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. These are really interesting invertebrates. They are plankton eaters, capturing anything drifting in the water with their stinging tentacles on that kind of feathery crown, and then they'll bring the food into the middle of their bodies where they'll digest it, and then the undigested food waste comes right back up through the same hole. So fairly primitive. Oh, I spy a sea cucumber down there.
They're also the world's tallest anemone, and I like that they come in these nice variety of colors from that bright orange to the white. So we'll see a lot of them on this adventure.
They're all out. And it's really interesting. We see these species intertidally on really low tides, and they're always closed up, and they just look so saggy and sad.
Yeah. So
with the water supporting them, they're much more beautiful.
Absolutely.
I'm noticing a lot more kelp this time around.
Yeah, there's kind of this low, big ribbony, it's that sea kelp again. It's a new kelp species that is at least new to me. Exciting to see that all over the bottom of the seafloor here.
But yeah, as our day length increases over the spring, we'll start to see more and more and more algae as they do their photosynthesis. Oh, look at this.
Nick has something to show off. Oh, it's a Velcro Star.
Now, I've never seen one of these in person.
They are surprisingly sticky. So those little pedicularia, even though Nick has these kind of rubbery gloves on,
it's still able to grab a hold of him.
Able to hold on pretty tight with just these tiny little pinchers all over its body, which very adequately gives it its common name, the Velcro Star. And they have a really slender long legs and that really small central disc. You can kind of see those 2 feet waving around.
It doesn't really resemble many of the other stars we have.
Yeah, kind of that more flexible body type too.
Nice.
As compared to this mottled star that we see here. You can see its legs are still long and slender, but kind of
a little more chunky.
More substance.
I like it. It's pretty good visibility.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
very clearly see our dive friends. Sometimes that's not the case.
Sometimes I hear you can't even see your hand in front of your face. So yeah, this is great visibility for the Puget Sound. And I know they're swimming there's a rocky reef that they're making their way to. So kind of traversing this softer bottom area.
Another star.
Oh yeah. To get to more of that structural habitat that offers holes for things like octopus to hide in. So there's another look at those giant plumose anemones.
They're really, they're as big as your arm. That's remarkable. Beautiful species.
Yeah. And it looks like we get to observe what happens with a gentle touch. Okay, too gentle. Nice. Definitely see it's alive, reacting to that touch stimulus there.
That's pretty quick.
Kind of closing up. I'm guessing they don't do that. I think that's a protective move rather than a I'm going to eat you move.
Yeah.
Here's another Velcro star. Just
Look at the color of that one. Wow.
Kind of very perfect contrast of the like dark navy, almost purple.
Yeah,
to the
right on the mud there.
Whiter color that it comes in.
Pretty.
See that bright madreporite in the center? Ooh, and a hand for comparison.
Nice.
That is a big Velcro star.
That's a big star, yeah. Nice. It's always good when you see some variety in our sea stars.
Yeah. And more of those sea cucumbers you pointed out earlier, Rachel.
Yeah. They kind of blend in with the algae. Easy to swim right by them. How deep do you think this section they're swimming through is?
I think they're about 30 feet right now.
Yeah, that seems about right for the depth that that algae would be. Yeah, a few more cucumbers. Good.
Some of that red algae interspersed. Again, that sieve kelp that we talked about earlier, but
It's so shiny.
that.
Like it looks like plastic garbage bags almost.
yeah, it's like rumply, and then that midline
Yeah.
running down it is pretty distinct.
Hey, there's a little fishy friend.
Yeah. Get a closer look at some
Perch,
of those.
maybe?
I think it's a pile perch.
Something shiny.
Here's a more up close
Oh
view
yeah,
of
there
them.
you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice
pile
little
perch.
stool.
Well done.
That dark bar is kind of their distinguishing feature to identifying this little fish.
There's so many more than you actually can see on the screen.
Yeah.
Like, they're just keep going.
Stay in school, little fish. Ooh, here's a cool find. Speaking of sea star diversity.
Oh yeah, look at that one. Is that a big pink?
Yeah, the giant pink star. Looks like it's in a nice feeding position where it's all kind of mounded up,
Yeah.
eating something.
Something.
I almost want it to, like, I could transform it into an octopus right now.
Yeah, for
a
sure.
5-legged octopus.
Throw some googly eyes on that.
Or like the pink elephant car wash. Like,
It almost looks like a pair of pants.
it is indeed a large sea star, close relative of the ochre stars.
I think they're the largest fibrate star in the world.
Nice.
And I love their scientific name. The brevis spinus means the short spines, because if you feel them, they do have little short spines.
Brook, you go so well with that giant pink star with your pink mask and pink fins.
So matchy-matchy. We should call it the Brook star.
Oh, I love it. Really traversing quite a long distance to get to the reef they're going through, but lots of these little fish kind of tucked in.
Look at that.
The Blackeye Goby.
Another
There.
sea cucumber.
And I like looking at the feeding branches of that sea cucumber.
Oh yeah, look, his little mouth part's just coming out, sweeping up some food.
Our little vacuum cleaner of the sea here. These
There,
gobies
that's
are
a
very
perfect name for them.
territorial. They really, like, kind of harumph at scuba divers coming by. Like, this is my little spot. What are you doing here? And
Kind of amazing for such a tiny little fish. I mean, they're only like 4 or 5 inches long.
yeah. See our
Some signaling
buddy
happening
pair
there.
out there. Yeah. Has something to show our cameraman, Alan. Okay, more of those. Oh, striped perch probably, but cool.
This is the kind of environment where if you just plunked right down and stared at it, you would see so much little tiny life. Ooh, but let's see what's there. Those dive lights sure are handy in the water.
Yeah, nice to communicate with. And we're finally over to the reef. So this rock
Oh, yeah,
structure is
nice.
the beginning of that popular thing. And
Oh,
yeah!
This makes me so happy.
This is the sunflower star, which was in December listed on the critically endangered list. So,
What?
so delighted to see this species.
What
here.
a treat. I am like,
Rachel, when was
So
the last
happy.
time you saw a sunflower star?
I went back and looked at my pictures, and 2016 was
Oh
the
my
last time I
gosh.
saw a live sunflower star.
Yeah, this one also looks like it's eating.
Yeah, that characteristic little mounded center.
I'm thinking lots of, like, we should probably start singing it some Barry White. Like, give it all the
Yeah.
good reproductive thoughts here.
Yes, there we go. Make more. Live long and prosper,
Have
little
lots of
friend.
babies. What a great find.
I love it. Oh yeah, look at that reef structure there, that rock. What perfect habitat for so many animals.
And more of those striped sea perch kind of schooling around.
Oh, I love that.
This is
coralline algae, that pink.
Some encrusting tube worms and barnacles and...
Oh, maybe tunicates? Hard to say.
Yeah.
Little blobby things.
Tunicates or some sort of clam species.
Oh yeah,
like
it
a
could
scallop
be.
of some
Could
sort.
be a scallop, you're right.
Here's where we can take a look at, okay, there's a red filter on the camera, so that's red filter on, red filter off.
And it really filters out the blue wavelength, right?
Yeah. So
this is what it really is like.
Kind of returns that true color back. So that's kind of fun to see.
Yeah, that is nice.
And then, of course, the dive lights also bring color back into...
Yeah, especially when you get into deeper sections. There's really not a lot of sunlight that brings the true color down there.
And, of course, red is the first wavelength to get filtered out. So by adding more red back in, you're kind of replacing what's filtered out by the lots of feet of water here. These cracks are great spots to find creatures hiding in.
Oh, yeah.
Here's another black belly goby.
Cute. I like
kidding.
gobies.
I think it's a black-eyed goby. I definitely will agree.
Yeah. I love gobies. They just sit there. They sit on the bottom. They do their thing with their little eyes on the top of their head.
Yeah, black eyes, and they also have a little black spot on their dorsal fin that is helpful for identifying them.
And I know gobies have 2 dorsal fins compared to like blennies, which only have 1. They're both very similar, but little differences you can learn to spot. Lots of perch. Look at those guys.
Really love, that schooling fish. There's just something so magical about their little shimmery bodies.
Right? I feel like I could just stare at schooling fish for hours.
Oh, here's kind of a fun, the tough yellow branching sponge.
Sponges are something I wish we could see intertidally more, but I understand why we can't, and it's because they don't do well when they're lifted out of the water repeatedly. They get air stuck in their bodies, and then they can't, it like clogs up their ability to filter feed. So there's only a handful of sponges, purple and breadcrumb sponge I know of, that are intertidal. All the rest are subtidal. Ooh, is that a shiny pink tunicate I spy?
It is, next to a nice mottled star.
Nice.
Another filter feeder there. At least the tunicate is. Oh, here's a fun predator of the sea. Kind of hard to tell in this moment, but if we look a little closer, that's this big slimy foot of the moon snail.
There's not much that looks like a moon snail out there. Big, big slimy foot. Just picture a slug in your garden and then make it as big as a dinner plate, and that's what you're looking at.
Really, and that explains some of the clamshells strewn about at this site.
What kind of little, is that a little fish right there? Maybe not. It's not my favorite.
You can see its antenna and that little curled up bit of foot that can draw water over their gills. Sneaky little moon snail.
Love it. Kind of surprised to see them in this rocky habitat. But I guess if there's clams, there'll be moon snails.
Speaking of clams.
Oh yeah, hey, there you go.
Here's a clam siphon. This is an exciting find here. Is that a hole?
Oh,
is that an octopus?
Look at that.
In a hole?
I see the tentacle right on top there, and is that the eye or is that the operculum?
Oh
yeah, there.
Where it draws water into the mantle.
Breathe.
So this indeed is the world's largest octopus, the giant Pacific octopus.
Oh, fantastic.
In a hole at Octopus Hole. How fitting.
Oh. Hey there, little fishy.
Gobies trying to steal the spotlight here. Yeah, there's a lot. What fun facts do we want to share about giant Pacific octopus?
There's so many. They have 3 hearts for circulation, which is wild.
Taste buds in their tentacles.
Their entire body is soft except for their beak in the center of their mouth, which is about the size of their eyeball. So, you know, a fully grown adult can fit into the size of like a golf ball.
Yeah, so this one, yeah, you can see its eye there. That's a tiny hole for that big animal to squeeze through.
Yeah, they're very flexible. They're carnivores. They love crab most of all.
I'm trying to get a closer look in there again. Oh yeah, that.
They have some great texture. They can change the texture of their skin like in an instant.
Yeah, to change their color. Masters of camouflage.
That was such a good find. I don't know if I'm more excited about the octopus or the sunflower star. Either way, so far we're having a great dive.
Hard to decide, and it looks like our buddies have found another creature to take a peek at.
Let's see.
Life abounds. See that sediment kind of kicked up, but another critter hiding under a rock, perhaps?
Oh, no, that's just algae. I thought that was like a big fish or something.
A big crab claw.
Yeah, well, that is a big crab claw.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that! Okay, this might be the best dive ever.
Nice wolf eel hiding out.
Oh, I just love wolf eels.
They definitely have, like, the grumpiest face. That
They really do just look like so mad at the world.
Just see its mouth right out of the shadow, pulling back.
They're so, like, wrinkly and, like, spongy looking almost.
Swear, do we get to see if Alan's like a wolf eel charmer?
Yeah,
like,
a wolf eel whisperer.
out.
More gobies.
Yeah, these are in their nocturnal color phase. And whoa!
Oh, a squat lobster! Oh, I love those little guys. They're so... Look at them zooming backwards. Oh, they're like a cross... Like if you had to mix a lobster and a crab, you would end up with a squat lobster.
That's about right, yeah. I like that this one's out and about and getting to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say normally they're kind of tucked into a hole and hidden.
This is like moving backwards like a shrimp, right?
Yeah, they kind of clap their little tail to move. And when they do, they just kind of let their pinchers like hang. And they kind of, it's like a kite, like dragging their streamers.
Well, that's a nice little addition to our challenges, trying to get a better look at this wolf eel here, but I'll take a squat lobster too. That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
It's great. Onward and outward.
This is a great dive spot.
Yeah, it's definitely...
Is it pretty popular? Were the only divers there?
Tricky parking spot. There's only room for about 4 cars, so
that limits,
nice decorator crab.
Nicely decorated.
But this is a dive site really close to Sund Rock, which is a popular place that also has this kind of rocky habitat with lots of octopus and wolf eels.
The rocky habitats and eelgrass, I think, are my favorite. When we get a nice rocky reef, the variety of animals that can live on this permanent rock-hard substrate is just great. And then, of course, that attracts all kinds of swimming fish and other animals, like the hunters of the wolf eel and the octopus that come along. Is that another sponge?
Yeah, some more of that. We've got all sorts of things. The shrimp, the graceful decorator crab, that sponge skin. I love the decorator crabs with their funny little algae hats. And
I love that there's no two that are the same, right? Because they pick just whatever they come across to put on their back.
I wish we should organize the decorator crab fashion show.
Oh yes,
the catwalk.
That would be great.
Another good mix of life.
Wow, yeah, look at all these.
To get another goby and that tiny little, some sort of spidery crab. That bright red color was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like Rachel was saying, this structure just brings all the life to the yard. Kind of cool red rock.
Oh, hey, there's a little nudibranch. Look at you.
Yeah. Like that bright yellow margin on its...
Yeah, those are the ones we saw at Fox Island. And they have little... It's really hard to see, but like kind of little yellowish speckliness to them.
They're small. There's another sea slug that's very similar to the Hudson's Dorid, the Nanaimo nudibranch.
maybe
And they kind of
Nanaimo's
have
what
the
we
little
saw.
like maroon tips on their head, whereas I don't know if this one's just washed out, but it doesn't. This one
doesn't
just
look- I
seems
don't-
pretty white and yellow.
Don't see
And
maroon. Well, now I do from the algae.
hi, seaweed.
Yeah, nudibranchs are always such a fun. It feels like a little bit of treasure you found at the beach because they're fairly rare and often cryptid.
They're just so pretty.
Yeah.
Come in all sorts of cool colors and shapes.
I don't think I would mind the slugs in my yard if they were colored like sea slugs.
Yeah, I agree.
I might even put out spinach to attract them, you know?
Ooh, ooh.
But as it is, I'm at war with them and I don't like them. They eat my flowers. I'm not a fan.
I like having Brook in this shot. You can kind of get that perspective
Oh
of
yeah, what a
that
vertical.
huge wall there.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting how flat this part is, but then in other sections, kind of those ledges and places for things to hide. Cool. More sea cucumbers. California sea cucumber here.
They're so big and like they really stand out.
Yeah, I like the bright yellow spiky tips that are actually soft like jello.
Yeah, they're squishy through and through, those guys. But they do a good job of impersonating a spiky hot dog.
That's so pretty.
Yeah, those bright whites and those are gorgeous.
So we're kind of
Lots of kelp.
starting to move up that wall. Kind of shifting from the bottom, exploring the bottom to the middle top area. Nick definitely rocking the giant plumose anemone orange gloves.
Yeah, right.
Well coordinated, my friend. Wow. Again, yeah, just really good visibility.
Yeah,
for
it's
this place.
really nice to see the divers because you get a sense of kind of what it takes to have that buoyancy control, to be able to just sit in one spot and look or swim level rather than kind of bouncing all around. It definitely takes some skill. So thank you, volunteer divers, for taking us on this wonderful tour.
Definitely, I have a whole list of other places I want to feature and explore.
Yeah, right. Good crevice. What's in there?
Nice rockfish.
Oh yeah, look at you, rockfish. On the rocks,
On the
surprisingly enough.
Oh, it doesn't quite fit. That was embarrassing. Nothing happened here. Okay, it's fine. Ooh, okay, that looks to
That's
me
an octopus
like
tentacle
yeah,
shed.
the shedding of one of the suckers.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, Alan, go back.
Wait,
look
wait,
deeper into that
wait.
hole. But fine, it's fine.
It could have just drifted there from somewhere else.
It's true.
But yeah,
But-
you learn to see the signs and evidence of animals' presence.
Yeah, but thinking about, their ability to change their shape into those tiny, small cracks, like an octopus could absolutely be sandwiched in between that ledge.
Oh yeah, totally.
Whereas that rockfish didn't fit at all.
You can really get sandwiched in there too well. This
Fun.
looks like a little bit different algae here.
Yeah, it's kind of
Is that maybe sargassum or
totally.
something leafy?
I like,
Standing upright, so
I like the
that's
yeah
what I
the
think.
sargassum with those tiny
Sargassum.
little air bladders or gas bladders. Probably not air. I don't know. What's in the
I don't
bulb
know.
of
That's
a
a good question.
sargassum branch? I do love, I know it's not a native species, but this sargassum here, definitely when the sun's shining through it, it just gives you such good mermaid vibes.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty magical.
And it's one that has been kind of co-opted by a lot of native species, and they'll use it for laying eggs on. Quite often we'll see like tube snout eggs or sculpin eggs on that algae there.
It's also a good spot to find.
Oh,
yeah.
look at that, a greenling? Or
Yeah, little, painted, painted
painted
greenling.
Pretty.
Those nice red bars.
I like their little pointed face.
They're very
There's
pointy noses.
there's no other fish that really looks like them. They're pretty cute.
Yeah. Very cryptic in this red algae,
Yeah, they blend in with
scuzzy brown area.
like the pink and red and brown all together.
Striking as you are. Like, good
Cute
job
little
blending
face.
in.
Yeah, on a sandy bottom, that fish would stand out.
Yeah.
Or on an eelgrass meadow, you know, it would be really drastically contrasted. But here, this is perfect.
Cruising around. It's also just interesting, yeah, the different levels of this wall. So kind of going along the bottom to going along the middle here. Just seeing,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I imagine this is a location that, you know, changes day by day even, but like, especially through the seasons. Like, oh, now I want to come back in the middle of winter, or I want to come back in the peak of summer.
And then, yeah, just all these cracks and crevices, kind of all sorts of things hiding.
Oh, look at those red plumes of the tube worms,
Yeah.
chitons, tunicates. There's a ton of life here. Wow.
Yeah, look at that nice little pair of chitons there. I almost want to call them lined chitons, but I can't quite. They could be woody. I'm not sure. Chitons.
Yeah.
8-plated snail. Prehistoric and awesome. Like this sea cucumber
that
here
one's
kind of has a
up on
different
the-
coloration, but you can really see those tube feet.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's interesting about the California sea cucumbers compared to the other species around is their tube feet are only on one side of their body rather than ringing the body. So like on the orange sea cucumbers, they have 5 rows of tube feet that kind of wrap around them, whereas the californicus, the Parastichopus californicus, it's a great name.
It's 5 rows of tube feet are all
They're
kind
all
of...
on the bottom.
So speaking of the orange sea
there we go.
cucumber,
So you can
see,
see
yeah,
tube feet
those
on the top and
stripes.
the bottom and the sides. There's
and then that fluffy feeding branch sticking out at the end. Those little gobies all around it.
yeah.
They're quick. Yeah. That's a one that's good at squeezing in between tiny
Yeah,
rock
they
spaces.
like to be attached on all sides, so
Or
being
those
under a
calcareous
rock or
tubers.
wedged in a spot is perfect for them.
Totally.
Yeah, this is like looking for octopus here.
Totally.
This is good octopus territory.
Yeah. Well, and even that first one, it was blended in pretty well. You could easily just kind of
Just go right by it without
glance over
noticing.
and be distracted by this. Oh, look at that pretty
School of
school of fish. They're so cute. Or maybe you're distracted by this sea kelp. That's fine too.
It is beautiful. I like it. You know me. I can't get enough of the kelps and algae.
Right?
It's my favorite.
Sweet party. Just the rock with this red and that kelp, or
The coralline algae.
coralline algae.
Oh, the pink. Yeah, it's so pretty.
Another pile perch.
Oh, somebody else is stuck in there.
I'm hiding, Rachel. You can't actually see me. Little rockfish. Yeah, I'm glad Alan's exploring all these little cracks and crevices.
Oh, wow. Look at it. Anemone Town.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I wonder how they pick a spot.
Right.
So they seem to like this place quite a lot.
Well, they can clone like some of the other anemones. It's less common for this species, but it is technically possible. So,
like you see the big ones and then the little ones.
yeah.
And the fish. Oh, that's gorgeous.
That just aqua water with the beginnings of some green plankton coming about, changing the look of everything.
Big old rockfish.
Makes me wonder too if there's, I'm not really seeing a ton of big crabs, and then knowing that octopus feed on them, and this place is called Octopus Hole.
Oh,
hey, look
community
at that.
science in action. That is definitely a rockfish that is
New this year.
small enough to be a baby. Deep body, no dorsal spot.
Oh, yeah.
Alan, how deep are you?
Yeah. Mark your location quick.
Yeah. Probably turn that into some data to give to our collaborators. We work with both NOAA and the Paua Marine Research Group to collect rockfish data via SCUBA. And so seeing those baby rockfish is a good sign for the recovery.
Oh, is this another one or this the same one?
I think we're back to the same sunflower. I
was about to get really excited.
But yeah, Alan just glazing right over it, and oh my gosh, it's a sea bear. Very elusive. You rarely ever see these. This marks the end of the wall. we made it back to where we started at the end, so the beginning is here, I guess.
Is it like cement? Or is it
it's
rock?
like a little statue, I think. Here there's a SpongeBob episode about sea bear circles. I don't actually know, but Nick was trying to tell me something about that, so maybe you're in on the joke.
Is so pretty.
Yeah, that deep Velcro star color. What color is that? Like, is it purple? Is it blue? Is it
indigo? Ultramarine? I don't know. It's pretty. That's all I know. I like it.
At this point, it looks like they're traversing back across kind of this sandy bottom with those big kelp blades. Mm-hmm. Making it back to the cars.
What a great dive. This is an awesome spot. We saw wolf eel, we saw sunflower star, we saw an octopus.
A year of young rockfish.
So many.
A mermaid brook.
So many anemones and beautiful gobies.
Absolutely. It's a really fun place to check out and take you along with us. And definitely thanks for all your good questions and comments and exploring this underwater world with us today. So cool.
Yeah, special thanks to our divers.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cheers to them. Looking well adventured. So with that, I guess thank you so much for tuning into our dive this evening. We appreciate all your interaction and shares and comments and likes. That definitely helps drive our algorithm. We, of course, just got to see lots of cool things on this dive and look forward to future adventures.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I love this whole idea of getting out to different dive sites. This has been really fun for me because I'm not a scuba diver, so it's kind of fun to get out and see what it's really like under there.
Yeah, maybe we should recommend that you get a snorkel and breathe, pretend like you're breathing underwater with us here. But yeah, very cool. And of course, if you'd like to financially support Harbor Wild Watch, you can always make a secure donation on Facebook as well as on our website. Those are much appreciated, but really just you tuning in and learning and having fun with us is what we're all about.
Yeah.
So thanks again, and learn, have fun.
Learn, have fun.